Hello my fellow creators, and welcome to my YouTube channel, and welcome to day 2 of my Spellbinders August 2026 All Clubs Crate series. Today we're going to play with a small die of the month, friends. So I cut out my pieces and got everything prepped and ready to go ahead of time. But look at these cute little images that you can cut out. I love these little books. I think that's probably my favorite part of this whole die set. They're all cute little images, but that I just love it. So I cut everything out. I used color wheel cardstock for most of what I cut out. I'll be using a black card base. I also have this panel that I had in my stash from when I was playing with my mica powders, and then I added, you can see the shimmer and sparkle. I added some of this sparkle splatter effect. I'll be sure to link to this as well as to all the clubs in the description box. But I thought this would be a perfect little panel for my card today. And I went ahead and added some foam tape, and it's black foam tape because I have a black panel. And then here's all my bits and pieces. So I assembled my books, and I added a darker the color wheel cardstocks as the back layer, and I kind of offset it a little bit. So it kind of, you can see the text that's cut out of that, and then you also see kind of like it would be the binding to the book. So I love it. So I did this twice with the two different sentiments. This one says ghost story, this one says spellbound. And then I cut out some of the candles, and I did not use white. I think I used fog for those candles. And then I used the black. I actually used scrap of that same kind of panel that I made for the black portion behind these. And then I went with that same splatter effect, and I painted it directly onto the center part of the flames. And then for the flames, all I did was I cut them, because it's one die for each of the flames, and it cuts the flame and the center part. So it's the same color wheel cardstock, but then I went in with a Copic marker and kind of darkened it up, and then went with that splatter effect. Now I did stamp and die cut a sentiment from this month's Stamp and Die of the Month, if I could get it out of there. And I cut a bunch of the bats. Instead of black, I used some of this purple foil cardstock I had in my stash. So let me show you. I assembled our little beaker. I think that's what these are called. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. And I used a lavender vellum for the actual beaker itself. And then I used some holographic paper for my little ghost. And then on the top of here, I added that one shorter candle that's kind of melting, because it's like we put a candle in there and let it melt as we were heating up all the bubbly brew inside the beaker, right? So let's put our card together. Now, I am going to continue to do my series for the remainder of the year. My husband and I discussed it, and he said, yes, let's just keep doing it. So I'll keep doing it for the rest of the year. I'll keep doing giveaways each month as well, so that everybody can have some fun goodies to look forward to if they should win a prize. Oh, I forgot to measure this. I think my book needs to come down more because my candle's going up higher. Yeah. So let me bring it down just a little more. And it's okay that there's glue there, because I'm going to cover it with this next book. Loving these books, I'm telling you, this is my favorite part. Okay, so I'm going to stack it on here, kind of up a little bit. Now I was toying with the idea with a little beaker here if I should put it on foam tape or on a wobbler. But I think I'm going to do foam tape, only because if I do the wobbler, because the flame is kind of a little more delicate, I'm afraid it'll get messed up when it wobbles. So I am going to put foam tape on that. Guess what, friends? I forgot to make space for my sentiment. I forgot. What do I do? What do I do? Fix it. I fix it. I don't want to mess up my panel here. I'm just going to raise it up ever so slightly. It'll be okay because it'll still be covering between the sentiment and the die cut images. It'll cover up where I pulled it up. Okay. See, isn't it fun to see all my boo-boos? I don't know if it's fun to see all my boo-boos, but I make a lot of them, guys. A lot of them. You don't see most of them. I do leave some in, though, just so you can see that I am nowhere near perfect, and I constantly make mistakes. But I think that's half the fun of making a handmade card. Okay, so I'm going to add my little, this melty candle here. This friend is going to go over here, and then this is going to go on top of our books, right there, but on some foam tape. So let me add this first. This was a fun little card to make, I think. Okay, now foam tape. Okay, I'm going to use my black foam squares, and these are the 2mm. Use a smaller size here, and we'll add those. Now, only to where you can't see through the vellum, of course, because you don't want to see through the vellum and see black foam squares, right? So, get these on here. I did want to mention one thing. For next month, friends, I may be a little late in getting our series out, but that's for September, because my husband and I are finally going to take a vacation. So that may kind of derail my regularly scheduled programming just a bit. Okay, and then that one, do I want it popped up or not? Oh, this I stamped using my Distress Oxide Villainous Potion, by the way. So as you can see, I'm going with purples yesterday and today. How do you like that? No, I think I'm gonna just lay it flat, because it's so close to those books and the candle there. I think I don't want to take away from that. Okay, now our bats. To place our little bats, I think I'm going to only add glue to the body of the bat so that the wings kind of pop up a little bit. I kind of curl them up a little there. And let's see, we have a tinier bat over here. This one, I think I'll put it on the whole bat. Smaller. Let's get this one over here. Oopsies. And then, do we want another larger bat? Maybe down here, maybe down here. I don't know. Let me take a look at the small one I have left. I have a couple. Oh, that one can go here. Okay. Now, do we think 3 is enough? I think so. Yeah, I think 3 is enough. I will save those bats for another project, my friends. But let's get this attached to our card base, and then we'll be done with today's magically purplish Halloween card. Now be sure to stick around for tomorrow for day 3 and see which of the 8 clubs I'll be playing with. Let me add some liquid glue here to give me a little wiggle room as I place this on my card base. Okay. All right, not terrible, right? That looks pretty cute. What do you think? Oh, it looks kind of cute, I think. All right, friends, thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.